Hello, Lindy here with a night skyline using acrylic paint this time, starting with a straight pink line for the base of our sunset. Then I took some white paint on my brush and blended the pink upward with the white. I used a dark teal for the darkest part of our sky. Whoops, dripped some teal paint down onto my white and pink area, but don't worry, paint is still wet, so I can just dab that with a paper towel and smooth the surface over again with a brush. Mistakes happen. Bring the teal down close to the pink area, and then we can grab some more white and use that to blend the teal upward and downward. I cleaned my brush in between a lot so that I didn't carry too much of the dark teal down by that pink. Play around and blend the white in until you're happy with the look. I wanted it very pale pastel so that the darker colors going onto the bottom of the painting have good contrast with the lighter top, but yours doesn't have to look like mine. You can only play around with this until it starts to dry, so you kind of have to make those decisions fast. Then I grabbed a dark blue for the waterline. Another drip mistake there at the top corner, but paint's still wet so I can wipe it away. It's a good idea to put your paint palette at the bottom of your painting instead of over the top like I did. Let the whole thing dry completely, and then you can come in with your buildings in black. The smaller brush you have, the easier this will be, or you can just make your buildings bigger than I did. I used a reference photo to get ideas for different building shapes and heights. Then I went back through and added lower and mid-level buildings to tie everything together. These can be any shape, height, direction. A reference helps for that too. Then I tied the whole bottom together with one non-straight black line for the edge of the water. This would be ridges and concrete and all kinds of things down there, so it doesn't have to be straight at all. Using a tiny brush, I dipped into a light color and a white for my glowing windows to just have like a combination of white and color from inside the building. If you don't have a teeny brush, a paperclip end or a pen tip works too. Here's my demonstration of the paperclip and how it works just fine, especially if you want really tiny windows. A reference photo helps with this too. From far away, window lights are all kinds of levels and sizes. They don't look as uniform as they do up close in real life. So have fun with this. They can go on diagonal and be really long or be really narrow or be little circles or lines. And all of that on the same building if you want. I had one building with some yellowy paint, one with pinks, one with my teal, one with like a darker pink that I had. Then I took the color from the windows in the building above and grabbed that color on my brush with white to make a glowing reflection line in the water. Then using a dry, clean brush, blend that outward so that it looks distorted and blurred like water reflections. For the shorter buildings, I made a shorter reflection. For the buildings with yellow windows, I used a yellow reflection. You want the brightest point to be in the center of your reflection and then kind of blur outward and fade. If I felt like a spot got too carried away, I dipped back into my dark blue from the water and used the same techniques. Just dab a little blue down and then blend it out with a clean brush. This takes some fiddling around, just play with it until you're happy. Knowing when to stop for me is usually the hardest part. Lastly, I dabbed some tiny white spots into the centers of each of my reflections to add that burst of light in the middles. And then I blended those out slightly. There you go. Thanks for watching. Leave us a like if you enjoyed this.